Friends, welcome to Finance Reads. Today we're going to talk about Morgan Housel's remarkable book, The Psychology of Money, which will completely change the way you think about money, investing, and real wealth. Think about it. Are your earnings, savings, and investments truly giving you financial freedom? Or are they just increasing stress and worry? In this video, we will learn why your money mindset matters the most, how small habits can create big wealth over time, and why wisdom, patience, and humility are the real keys to wealth. So friends, watch the video till the end and learn how your money can work for you, not the other way around. Let's get started. Chapter 1. No one is crazy. Friends, whenever we see someone making poor financial decisions like investing in a useless scheme or panic selling in the stock market, we think, how stupid is this? But Morgan Housel says, nobody is crazy when it comes to money, because everyone's experiences, thoughts, and fears about money are different. What seems wrong to you might actually be the most logical decision for someone else's life. Everyone has a different money story. Imagine someone who grew up during the 1970s economic recession in the US, when banks were collapsing and jobs were disappearing. They would develop a lifelong habit of saving money. On the other hand, someone growing up in the 1990s, when the stock market was breaking records, would trust investing and wouldn't fear taking risks. So both are sensible based on their experiences, but each might seem crazy to the other. Morgan beautifully says, people do seemingly crazy things, but that doesn't mean they're crazy. They just live in a different world than you. Everyone's financial world is unique. For one person, $100 might be a huge sum. For another, it's just a coffee. So decisions naturally differ. Real-life example, why some people fear the stock market. You've seen our parents or grandparents hesitate to invest in the stock market. Why? Because they experienced times when the market dropped by half in a single day. For them, staying safe was the biggest return. Meanwhile, today's generation entering crypto or stock investing sees risk as normal because they grew up in the digital growth era. So Morgan says, never mock someone's financial behavior because you don't know their experiences. Insight. Money is personal, not just math. Money isn't just about income or numbers. It's an emotional decision influenced by fear, trust, hope, and memories. Someone with an MBA might not necessarily be a good investor, and someone who never studied finance might not be bad, because the real subject of investing is human behavior. Lesson of Chapter 1. Empathy, not judgment. The key takeaway is, to truly understand money, learn to understand other people's perspectives. Every investor's journey is shaped by their circumstances. Some fear risk, some cannot live without it. So in the world of money, no one is crazy, just different stories. Now think, if everyone's experiences are different, what role do luck and risk play? Why do some people become millionaires doing the same things while others fail? Is it just hard work, or does luck also play a part? To find out, stay tuned for the next chapter where we explore luck and risk, the most overlooked yet powerful aspects of our financial journey. Chapter 2. Luck and Risk. Friends, imagine this. Two people invest in the stock market at the same time. One becomes a millionaire overnight, and the other loses everything in a few days. Now the question arises, was the difference only in skill, or did luck play a role too? Morgan Housel says, in the world of money, luck and risk are like siblings. Often we see someone's success and think, wow, they invested so wisely. But we may not notice that their success also involved the right timing and a bit of luck. And when someone fails, we immediately say, they made a mistake. Even though they might have done exactly what the successful person did, but timing wasn't on their side. The story of Bill Gates versus Kent Evans. Morgan shares a famous story. Bill Gates and his friend Kent Evans both studied at a school in Washington. This school had the first computers, at a time when most schools didn't even know about them. Bill Gates got access to the computer, learned coding, and built Microsoft. Now imagine if he hadn't attended that rare school. Maybe Microsoft would have been someone else's story. Kent Evans was equally brilliant but died in an accident. Morgan says, luck lifted Bill, risk claimed Kent. The difference wasn't their intelligence, it was their circumstances. Luck and risk are two sides of the same coin. Behind every major success lies some luck. Behind every failure are circumstances beyond control. So when you hear someone's success story, don't blindly try to copy it. It might not work for you. And when you hear someone's failure, don't treat it as an example of incompetence. It might just be bad luck. Morgan's advice, be cautious about whom you admire and whom you underestimate. Luck and risk are real, and both are hard to recognize. Lesson of Chapter 2. Stay humble and balanced. If you've become rich, be proud, but stay humble. Because it's not only your effort, but the right place, right time, and right opportunities that matter. If you failed, don't blame yourself. Sometimes a single wave of risk can change everything. Now think, if both success and failure involve luck and risk, what is real wisdom? Should we always fear taking risks, or are there principles that keep us stable in any situation? The answer is in the next chapter, where we learn why sometimes the desire to earn more can make you lose everything. Chapter 3. Never enough. Have you ever heard someone say, "If I just earn a little more, then I'll be content"? But does that little more ever come? Morgan Housel says, for some people, money is never enough. And this mindset makes even the wealthy feel poor inside. The story of Rajat Gupta. Morgan begins with a story that makes everyone think. Rajat Gupta, CEO of the world's biggest consulting firm McKinsey & Company, had billions in net worth. Harvard graduate, respected businessman. He had it all: fame, power, money, reputation. Yet he participated in insider trading. Why? Because he wanted a little more. But in seeking that little more, he lost everything he had: his reputation, respect, and career. Morgan says, he risked what he already had for something he didn't even need. Why we feel never enough. Morgan explains, the problem isn't that we have too little. It's that we constantly compare ourselves to others. They have a bigger house than me. Their salary is higher. Their business is ahead. These comparisons never end and gradually make us forget the value of our own achievements. Result: perpetual emptiness and dissatisfaction. What real freedom is? Morgan says, being rich and being satisfied are two different things. You can have millions, but if you can't sleep peacefully at night, you are poor. If your basic needs are met, and you are happy and calm, you are among the richest in the world. True wealth is feeling enough. Morgan's advice: 1. Stop comparing. There will always be someone more successful, but your journey is yours. 2. Understand risk. Unnecessary greed leads to taking risks that can destroy everything. 3. Define your enough. Decide for yourself what is enough, and when you have it, appreciate and celebrate it. Lesson of Chapter 3. Satisfaction is the real wealth. Earning money is a skill, but knowing when to stop is wisdom. Morgan says the hardest financial skill is stopping yourself from moving the goalposts. The real challenge isn't earning, it's knowing when to stop. Now think, if never enough is our biggest problem, how can we keep our financial life stable and peaceful? How can we control the greed that pushes us to take unnecessary risks? The answer is in the next chapter, where we learn why earning money is important, but protecting it is even more crucial. Chapter 4. The magic of compounding. What if I told you that one of the world's richest people earns 99% of their wealth after age 60? Would you believe it? Morgan Housel starts here. Warren Buffett isn't rich because he's the smartest investor, but because he stayed invested for a very long time. Warren Buffett's real strength: Buffett made his first investment at age 10. Today, he is over 90. That's 80 years of compounding magic. Imagine if he started investing 30 years later. His net worth would probably be 90% less. Morgan says, his skill is investing, but his secret is time. Compounding and why it's hard to understand. Compounding means you earn not just interest, but interest on the interest. If you invest $1,000 at 10% annual return, next year the interest isn't 100. IT's asterisk 110. Over time, this grows exponentially, and after 10 years, the numbers seem magical. Morgan says, compound interest works like magic, but only if you let it run for a long time. The problem: people think short-term. They want returns to double in a year. When it doesn't happen, they quit, right when compounding would start working. Morgan says most people fail not because they invested poorly, but because they didn't wait long enough. People lose because of impatience, not decisions. Morgan's advice: patience is the ultimate wealth multiplier. 1. Stay in the game long-term. The market fluctuates, but those who stay win. 2. Give compounding time. The more time you allow, the more it grows exponentially. 3. Ignore short-term noise. Market dips are temporary. Patience delivers permanent returns. Simple math example. If you invest $50 per month at 10% ** annual return, after 10 years you'll have ** 10,000. After 30 years, over $100,000. This is the power of compounding. Slow, steady, and explosive. Lesson of Chapter 4. Small, consistent actions create massive results. Morgan says, you don't need to be brilliant to build wealth. You just need consistent effort over a long period. The one ahead in the money race isn't the fastest runner, but the one who doesn't stop. Now think, if compounding is so powerful, why don't more people take advantage? Why do people give up before reaching their financial goals? The answer is in the next chapter, where Morgan explains how our thinking and behavior play the biggest game with our money. Chapter 5. Wealth versus rich versus poor. In this chapter, Morgan Housel teaches a deep and essential truth. Looking rich is different from being truly rich. The desire to look rich versus real wealth. Many who drive expensive cars, wear branded clothes, or live in big houses are not truly wealthy. Often, they are in debt. Real wealth isn't about spending more, it's about managing and saving what you have. For example, many work hard until they earn a high salary, but as soon as money comes, expenses rise: new car, bigger house, expensive gadgets. Then the cycle repeats: earn more, spend more. Morgan calls this the rich illusion. What real wealth is? True wealth means financial freedom. The freedom to make your own choices about your time and life, whether to work or not, without being dependent on anyone. Morgan says, true measure of money is not what you buy, but what you save. Wealth starts with mindset. According to Morgan, wealthy people don't just earn money, they control their behavior and thinking regarding money. They know that the illusion of wealth is just for appearances, but real security, satisfaction, and power come from making money work for you. Why the poor fall into this trap? Society repeatedly teaches, if you appear successful, you are successful. But Morgan says, success doesn't come from appearances. It comes from sustainability. Those who make their money last are truly successful. Morgan's thought-provoking line: when you see a luxury car, don't admire it. Imagine yourself in the driver's seat. Those spending on appearances live for others, while the truly wealthy live for peace and freedom. Conclusion: being wealthy doesn't mean impressing others, it means having control over your life. Now a question for you. Do you really want to be rich or just appear rich? Think about it, because in the next chapter we'll learn why saving is even more important than earning, and this difference separates the financially free from the financially trapped. Chapter 6: Why you need to save. This chapter reveals many truths. Morgan Housel says, to get rich you don't need a huge income, you need the habit of saving. Simply put, saving is the foundation of wealth. Why saving is more powerful than earning. Many think high income is necessary to get rich. The truth is, if your spending habits are bad, even millions will disappear. That's why wealth is determined by your saving rate, not income. Morgan says, wealth is what you don't see, meaning money you didn't spend is your real fortune. Saving is not just a bank balance, it's mental freedom. The real benefit of saving is mental peace. When you have savings, you don't have to wait for your monthly salary. You can take risks. You can make life decisions without fear. Morgan calls this the freedom to choose what you want. To start saving, you need intent, not excuses. Many say, I earn too little to save. Morgan replies, saving is determined by habits, not income. If you can save $10 out of $100, then when your income becomes $10,000, you can save $1,000. It's about starting, not the amount. What should be the purpose of saving? Most tie savings to a goal, like a new car, bigger house, or retirement. The real power comes when saving becomes part of your lifestyle. Morgan says, save not just for the known, but also for the unknown. Meaning, save not only for planned goals, but for unexpected circumstances too. An interesting example, Morgan himself doesn't have a fixed saving goal. He just keeps saving consistently because life is unpredictable. Sudden medical emergencies, new opportunities, job risks. Only those who know how to save survive. Conclusion: saving isn't stinginess, it's a smart strategy that gives you freedom. Morgan says, you don't need a reason to save. Saving is the reason. Now a question for you. What is your greatest financial security? Your income or your savings? Because in the next chapter we'll learn how compounding, i.e., interest on interest, can turn small savings into millions. Are you ready to understand why time is the true wealth creator? Chapter 7. The magical power of compounding. Friends, in this chapter Morgan Housel explains a formula that is the real secret to wealth: compounding, or the magic of interest on interest. This chapter teaches us how time can turn any investment into a powerful asset. What does compounding mean? Simply put, compounding means that the interest your money earns also starts earning interest over time. For example, if you invest 10,000 rupees at 10% interest, after 1 year it becomes 11,000 rupees. The next year, interest is not just on 10,000 rupees, but on the full 11,000 rupees. And this cycle continues. Slowly, this small interest grows into a huge asset. Morgan calls it, compound interest is not just a mathematical formula, it's a mindset. The real power of compounding. Time. Morgan says people often ask, how much return did I get? But the real question should be, how long did my investment stay invested? Because time is the real power of compounding. He gives the example of Warren Buffett. 90% of his wealth was created after he turned 60. Because he didn't let compounding work for 10 or 20 years. He let it work for 80 years. Compounding equals patience plus consistency. Morgan says, the first rule of compounding is to never interrupt it unnecessarily. Meaning, the longer your investment remains untouched, the faster it grows. Many people make the mistake of withdrawing money at the first sign of a small market drop, breaking the compounding cycle entirely. An interesting example, Morgan explains, if someone starts saving 5,000 rupees every month at age 25 with a 10% return, by age 60 they will have around 1.7 crore rupees. But if the same person starts at 35, they will only have around 60 lakh rupees. A 10-year delay costs them over 1 crore rupees. That's the value of time. Compounding is not just about money, it applies to life too. Morgan says compounding isn't limited to investments. It applies to your knowledge, skills, habits, and relationships as well. A little improvement every day creates a huge change over time. This is what he calls the snowball effect. Conclusion: compounding teaches us, go slow, but go steady. Don't try to get rich quickly. Instead, aim to get smart and steady rich. Morgan says earning money is one thing, keeping it and letting it grow is everything. A question for you. What do you think is more important, high returns or long time? Because in the next chapter, we'll see why luck and risk sometimes surprise even the most experienced investors, and how we can learn to balance both. Chapter 8. Luck and Risk, the story of fortune and risk. Friends, in this chapter, Morgan Housel shares a deep and essential truth. Success and failure are not always the result of effort alone. Luck and risk play a major role. Success equals effort plus luck. Morgan says many people attribute their success only to their intelligence or hard work, forgetting that being in the right place at the right time is also luck. For example, Bill Gates was born in a city with access to computers, while most schools in America at that time did not have this. Had he been born elsewhere, Microsoft might never have existed. Morgan emphasizes, luck plays a far greater role in success than most people acknowledge. And risk? Just as luck can bring success, risk can take it all away. No matter how smart or experienced you are, a small mistake or an external event can ruin your entire plan. For example, someone who invested wisely in 2008 still saw their portfolio halve during the global financial crisis. It wasn't their fault. This is the real face of risk. Morgan says, risk is what remains when you think you've thought of everything. Why we should accept both. Morgan explains that luck and risk are two sides of the same coin. Sometimes it works in your favor, sometimes against you. So envying someone else's success or fearing someone else's failure is useless. You don't know how much luck was involved in someone's story, or how much risk was in someone's loss. The right perspective. Morgan offers a practical tip. Never judge success or failure by a single outcome. Meaning, losing money doesn't make you a fool, and earning it doesn't necessarily make you a genius. The key is to keep working in the right direction over the long term. Because a person who plays the long game eventually benefits from both luck and opportunity. An interesting example, Morgan compares Warren Buffett with another investor, Bill Miller. Buffett was considered safe and patient, while Miller took bold risks and sometimes faced losses. But both shared the same goal, consistent learning and staying in the game. The biggest lesson is, you don't lose until you leave the field. Conclusion. The chapter's takeaway is simple. Don't be blinded by someone's success or discouraged by your failure. Every win involves some luck, and every loss involves some risk. Morgan advises, focus less on luck and risk, and more on your behavior. A question for you. If luck plays a part in success, can we really control our financial destiny? In the next chapter, Morgan answers this, explaining how your behavior, not your income, can give you true financial security. Chapter 9. Wealth is what you don't see. Friends, in this chapter, Morgan Housel teaches a profound lesson. Being rich and looking rich are two different things. Often we see someone driving a luxury car or wearing expensive clothes and think, wow, they must be wealthy. But Morgan says, what you see is their spending, not their wealth. What wealth is and isn't. Wealth equals money that is not spent. Money that is saved, invested, or kept for future growth. Morgan explains, if someone earns 1 crore rupees but spends it all, their wealth is zero. But someone who earns 50,000 rupees and saves 10,000 rupees is truly wealthy because they have the power of the future. The richness illusion. Social media has created a new trend, display wealth. People showcase expensive phones, cars, or vacations to look rich, while they may be drowning in debt. Morgan says, when you see someone driving a luxury car, you are not admiring them, you're admiring the car. Meaning, we desire the lifestyle more than the person themselves, which they may not even afford. What real wealth looks like. Real wealth is financial independence. The freedom to do what you want, when you want, and how you want without money worries. It doesn't come from a high bank balance, but from controlling your spending habits. Morgan says, wealth is hidden. It's the money not spent. It's the cars not bought. The diamonds not purchased. Why people misunderstand wealth? Because wealth is invisible, people undervalue it. They assume spending money creates status, but real status comes from the peace that financial security brings. Morgan advises, stop trying to impress others. Start using your money to secure your future. An example, two friends, Rahul and Amit. Rahul spends on gadgets and clothes, while Amit invests the same money in SIPs. 5 years later, Rahul has nothing, and Amit has a portfolio that gives him independence. Both started with the same income. The difference, one spent, the other grew. Conclusion, the lesson is clear. Wealth is not what you show, it's what you save and grow. Think about your future, not just impressing others. Question for you, if real wealth is invisible, are you focusing on growing your money or just showing it off? In the next chapter, Morgan will explain how saving money can be the key to financial freedom. Chapter 10. Save money, the greatest power. Friends, this chapter of the psychology of money gives a simple but powerful lesson. Saving matters more than earning. Morgan Housel says, you cannot become wealthy without saving. Your income doesn't make you rich, your savings do. Even if your income is high, spending it all will never give you financial freedom. Why saving is important. 1. Security for emergencies, medical costs, job loss, or unexpected events. 2. Opportunity to invest. Only those with savings can take advantage of investment opportunities. 3. Peace of mind. Knowing you have money saved allows stress-free decisions. Morgan says, wealth accumulation is far more about your savings rate than your income. How to build good saving habits. Control your spending habits. Always set aside a portion of your income, even a small amount. Make saving a lifestyle, not just a goal. Example, saving 5,000 rupees per month and investing it can grow into a significant asset over time. Saving equals freedom. Morgan says saving is not just money, it's freedom and options. Even during financial crises, you remain safe. You can live life on your terms without worrying about appearances or expensive displays. Conclusion. The takeaway is simple. What matters more than income is how much you save. Your savings give you freedom, security, and real long-term wealth. Question for you. Are you just earning money or also saving and growing it toward financial freedom? In the next chapter, Morgan explains why reasonable rational, meaning decisions don't have to be perfect, they just have to be smart. Chapter 11. Reasonable rational. Friends, this chapter teaches that in money and investing, perfection isn't necessary. Reasonable decisions are more important than perfect, rational ones. Morgan Housel says, you don't need to be brilliant to get rich. You need to be reasonable. Even a little reason in your investment decisions can lead to long-term success. Rational versus reasonable. Rational. Decisions based purely on numbers and logic. Reasonable. Decisions considering lifestyle, patience, risk, and mental peace. Morgan explains many investors think rationally, chasing the highest return, but it may not fit their life or peace of mind. Example, a stock may offer 20% return but cause sleepless nights. A stock giving 8 to 10% may be safer and more stable. Reasonable investing works in your life. Benefits of reasonable decisions. 1. Peace of mind. You manage risk without stress. 2. Long-term success. Reasonable decisions compound better over time. 3. Consistency. Regular monthly investing beats waiting for the perfect decision. Morgan's advice. Investing is not about beating others. It's about controlling yourself. Focus on your behavior, not others' performance. Conclusion. Main message. Perfection isn't required. Reasonable, consistent decisions build wealth. Question for you. Will you chase the highest return or invest wisely for long-term safe and steady wealth? Next, Morgan will explain why patience and long-term thinking are the real path to wealth. Chapter 12. You're not alone. Friends, in this chapter, Morgan teaches that our financial decisions are influenced not only by personal experience but also by the world, history, and the behavior of others. Everyone's story is different. Morgan points out that everyone's experience with money is unique. Some have seen financial crises. Some never face job or investment loss. So what's right for one may be completely wrong for another. Everyone has a unique relationship with money shaped by their history and environment. The mistake of comparison. Many envy others' success or fear others' mistakes. Morgan says, do not judge your financial success by someone else's outcomes. Make decisions according to your situation, risk tolerance, and goals. Lessons from history. Markets repeat patterns, but individual experiences differ. Patience and reason are the keys to success. Key message. Your financial behavior should be based on your goals and circumstances, not someone else's results. True wealth is sustainable and suitable for your life. Question. Will you measure yourself against others or build your financial journey your way? Next, we'll see why controlling your ego and emotions is the greatest financial skill. Chapter 13. Stay humble. Friends, in this chapter, Morgan Housel teaches that real financial success comes not only from knowledge and experience, but also from humility. Ego and investing. Many think they know the market completely and take high-risk decisions because of ego. Morgan says, the greatest financial risk is ego, thinking you know more than you do. People often ignore advice, trends, or history and act on ego alone. Why humility matters. 1. Learn from mistakes. Humility lets you accept mistakes and learn. 2. Smart decisions. Lower ego helps assess risk and reward better. 3. Long-term success. Staying in the market requires humility. Example: Morgan cites Buffett. He never considers himself the smartest, always learns and values others' advice. This explains his stable, long-term success. Conclusion. Main message: stay humble, avoid ego-driven decisions, and let patience guide your financial journey. Question: are you risking your money due to ego, or building financial stability with humility and wisdom? Next, Morgan explains why wealth equals freedom and the true meaning of richness. Chapter 14. Wealth is freedom. Friends, in this chapter, Morgan Housel explains a crucial principle. Real wealth is not in the number of dollars you have, but in the freedom in your life. What true wealth means. Morgan says no matter how much money you earn, if your money doesn't work for you, you are not truly rich. True wealth means controlling your time, making your own decisions, not depending on others' opinions or a job. The greatest intrinsic value of money is its ability to give you control over your time. Why focus shouldn't be only on earning. Many assume more money equals more wealth. Morgan explains, if money limits your time and freedom, it's not real wealth. Example: someone earns 50 lakh rupees but works stressed all life. Someone earns 20 lakh rupees but has full control over time and decisions. The second person is truly wealthy. Balancing money and freedom. Morgan says money is necessary, but purpose matters. Your money should work for you, not you for money. Time freedom equals real wealth. Stress-free life equals real richness. Choice equals real power. Key message: you are truly wealthy when you can do what you want, when you want, with whom you want. Build saving, investing, and spending habits that give you life freedom. Question: if true wealth is freedom, are you spending money for status or to enhance financial freedom and life quality? Next, Morgan will explain how reasonable expectations and patience help you move toward wealth. Chapter 15. Reasonable expectations. Friends, in this chapter, Morgan Housel explains that real financial success comes when expectations are realistic. Expectations in investing. Many expect extremely high returns every year, but often these expectations don't match market realities. Morgan says, expecting constant high returns leads to disappointment. Why realistic thinking is necessary. 1. Easier to handle crises. Realistic expectations reduce fear during market fluctuations. 2. Increases patience. Easier to hold investments long term. 3. Fewer wrong decisions. Expecting miracles can lead to risky choices. Balance in investing. Morgan says reason is more important than precision. Every investment will have ups and downs, but patience and realistic strategy bring long-term success. Key message: financial success means having expectations you can live with, not expectations that stress you out. Adapt your investment plans to your peace of mind and lifestyle. Question: are your expectations realistic, or are you risking money and mental peace chasing fast, high returns? Next, Morgan will show why wealth is a long game, and long-term thinking is the key to true richness. Chapter 16. Wealth is a long game. Friends, in this chapter, Morgan Housel reminds us that financial success and real wealth don't come overnight. Instead, they are the result of long-term consistent effort and smart decisions. Why long-term thinking is important. Market ups and downs are common. No investment gives instant returns. With patience and time, your savings and investments grow. Morgan says, time is the most powerful force in investing, growing over decades. That is, compounding is the key that turns small investments into significant wealth over the years. Don't fear small mistakes. Many people panic sell their investments at minor market dips. Morgan says wealth is often built by avoiding big mistakes and staying the course, not by taking huge risks. In reality, wisdom, consistency, and patience are what bring long-term success. Time and discipline. Early start equals more compounding. Regular investments equals larger wealth over time. Avoid panic selling equals protects from losses in market fluctuations. Key message: getting rich slowly is the only reliable way to stay rich. So instead of trying to get rich quick, play the long game with wisdom and patience. Question for you: are you still planning to get rich fast? Or will you focus on building steady and lasting wealth with smart decisions and time? In the next chapter, Morgan explains how compounding is the biggest weapon to grow your wealth. Chapter 17. Nothing's free. Friends, in this chapter, Morgan Housel tells us that nothing in money and investing comes for free. Every return, every success, and every gain has a cost. Who pays the price? Want high returns in investing? Right pointing arrow. You must take risks. Want to stay safe? Right pointing arrow. Accept lower returns. Morgan says, there's no free lunch in finance. Every benefit requires a trade-off. Paying wisely. Successful investors understand that every gain comes with some difficulty or sacrifice. Example: investing in the stock market requires patience. Regular investment and research take time. If you don't understand that every gain comes at a cost, you can quickly get disappointed or incur losses. Understanding trade-offs: 1. High risk equals high reward, low risk equals low reward. 2. Free things are often less sustainable. 3. Behavioral discipline equals the biggest price that makes you wealthy. Morgan explains that growing money isn't just about making the right investments, it's also about valuing your behavior and time correctly. Key message: wealth is never free. It requires patience, discipline, and sometimes sacrifice. The more wisely and patiently you pay the price, the stronger your financial stability becomes. Question for you: do you expect to get every gain without paying the price? Or will you build real wealth by investing time, patience, and discipline wisely? In the next chapter, Morgan explains that surprise, unexpected events always happen in financial life, and how to handle them. Chapter 18. Surprise. Friends, in this chapter, Morgan Housel reminds us that in financial planning, we must always be prepared for unexpected events. Unexpected events in life: market crashes, job loss, medical emergency, global economic crisis. Morgan says, the most important part of any financial plan is planning for the unknown. No matter how good your plan is, preparation for surprise events is always essential. How to prepare: 1. Build an emergency fund, at least 6 to 12 months of expenses. 2. Diversification. Don't invest in just one place. 3. Insurance. Life and health insurance protect against unexpected costs. 4. Mental flexibility. Maintain patience and wisdom during tough times. Conclusion: Morgan says that volatility and uncertainty are normal in financial life, but if you are prepared, these surprises cannot stop your wealth. Expect the unexpected, and you will survive and prosper financially. Question for you: is your financial planning based only on good conditions, or can you protect your wealth and future by being ready for the unexpected? In the next chapter, Morgan explains why having room for error is essential. Chapter 19. Room for error. Friends, in this chapter, Morgan Housel explains that it is extremely important to always leave room for error in financial planning. Why room for error is necessary. Life and markets are always uncertain. Sometimes things don't go according to predictions or plans. If your plan has no safety margin, small mistakes can turn into big losses. Morgan says, compounding works best when you avoid ruin. Room for error ensures you can survive unexpected events. How to implement it: 1. Conservative assumptions. Always plan with slightly lower returns in investments. 2. Emergency funds. Keep savings for unexpected expenses. 3. Diversification. Invest in multiple options rather than putting all money in one place. 4. Patience. Learn to endure minor losses over the long term. Example: 2 investors. The first invests all capital in high-risk stocks. The second invests some capital in high risk and the rest in low risk. When the market drops, the first may lose everything, but the second remains safe despite mistakes. Key message: financial success is not just about making money, but surviving and moving forward despite mistakes. Leaving room for error helps you maintain peace of mind and make better long-term decisions. Question for you: do you leave room for error in your financial planning, or are you taking risks trying to make every decision perfect? In the final chapter, Morgan explains how you and me, our personal thinking and experiences affect our money and investments. Chapter 20. You and me. Friends, the final chapter of The Psychology of Money reminds us that every person's financial thinking and decisions are influenced by their personal experiences, upbringing, and mindset. How our thinking is formed: our parents and childhood experiences, society and peer environment, personal successes and failures. Morgan says, your financial decisions are influenced more by your personal history than logic or theory. The method that works for someone else may not necessarily work for you. Creating your own financial strategy. 1. Trust your experience. Advice can help, but every decision should fit your life. 2. Don't compare. Measuring yourself against others' wealth or success can be harmful. 3. Set personal goals. Plan not just to earn money, but for financial freedom and peace of mind. Conclusion: Morgan Housel says wealth is not just a game of money, but a result of your behavior, patience, and personal experience. Your financial success depends on how you behave, not just on what you know. Everyone's financial journey is unique, and respecting it and moving wisely is real success. Final question for you: Will you make your decisions based on others, or will you build your financial journey based on your experiences, goals, and wisdom? The lesson here is that money is not just a means of earning, but a way to achieve freedom and peace of mind. Friends, in today's video, we learned that real wealth is not just about the amount of money, but about your time, choices, and peace of mind. Morgan Housel's book taught us how wisdom, patience, humility, and long-term thinking can bring lasting financial success. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and share it, and subscribe to Book Samrajya for more book summaries and financial tips. Also, comment below and tell us what real wealth means to you and what steps you will take to achieve it. Thank you, friends. See you in the next video with a new book and new lessons.